Tell myself no. Well, thanks.
No problem.
All right, so starting over, because the audio was a little messed up last time. What's up, guys? CEO and Nerd here. Say hi, Nerd.
Hi. Hi, nerd.
Um, I'm not sure if this is gonna be like a separate level or separate video from episode 3, or if I'm just gonna tack it onto the end or whatever. But I really wanted to have Nerd check out my level. He's only seen the first 2 screens because we were trying to do it blind, but then our audio was messed up. So he's gonna be playing through and talking to me and seeing how he does, I guess. He's already shown me some cool stuff. Like, I didn't know you could chain Nado together. I did not talk about that at all in my original part of the video, so should be fun. I'm excited to see him play it and check out some of the later parts of the level, especially.
Yeah, hopefully it's balanced well. I discovered I'm not very good at Mega Man Classic. I always played Mega Man X, and the first time I played Mega Man Classic was, in a long time, was when I got this, and I wanted to practice a couple of levels so I wouldn't be totally embarrassing trying to test yours.
Well, I appreciate you practicing for me. So as I was kind of telling Nerd about in the original test recording, this level's mostly focused around using Nado, so much so that I actually made it the primary weapon over the Mega Buster. I guess just a quick preview, that's your defensive shield, that's your offensive shield, and that's the Mega Buster, obviously. But as you can see, it kind of uses weapon energy instead of just being an unlimited Mega Buster, so feels a little more fair, in my opinion.
Oh, this is totally like Fox's thing from Super Smash Bros.
It absolutely is, honestly.
That's cool.
It's the other custom one from Mega Maker. So this is actually like a really tight jump if you only use one Nado, and then Nerd showed me that you could just chain Nados together like that, and I was really sad.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't break your level too much, because that's the first thing I tried.
It really won't, honestly, because most of the stuff is actually around a technique that I don't think you know yet, so it should be kind of fun.
Oh, good.
But it's not actually around like specific Nado stuff. Like, it'll make this part a little bit easier, I guess. But I already had a way to make this part easier. This part will be fun, though, because I don't know if you know how to Nado cancel exactly.
Oh, no. Looks like you can't do it forever.
No, you can't do it forever, and you basically, that part right there is actually a technique that I noticed like a couple of hours into my level design. But if you're in the middle of a Nado and you actually weapon switch over to one of your shields or something, you'll basically drop the Nado instantly. So you can basically cancel it at any frame in the animation, which doesn't seem like it's possible, especially since if you let it ride out, it takes forever. So basically, like, the second you switch off of Nado, you end up kind of dropping the Nado, so you can basically land on those one tile wide blocks a lot easier.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. It looks really abrupt when you do it your way, just because it's like instant, and then just like drop.
This doesn't seem unfair hard so far. There were a couple of... I did random levels for a little bit, which was something of a mistake.
Yeah.
Some of those got really dickishly hard.
I personally like to make sure that my levels are fair. They may be difficult, and you may want to try to drop on that single block and use your shield for a little bit, by the way. Just kind of
I need to use these shields. I don't remember them being Mega Man weapons, so I...
Yeah, the Fox one, like the Super Smash Bros. Fox one, isn't. The Flower one is. The Flower one's more of a defensive one, though. Like, if you just hit that, it'll basically turn it into health for yourself, and it basically swaps weapon energy for health. But it gets deflected by those little shield guys, so you have to kind of be a little bit more careful with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Does Mega Man have a... No, so I have to have the... I think I have to have the weapon out to get the energy drop to go to it. I know that's inconsistent depending on which Mega Man game it is.
Yeah, they don't have... I think it's like the weapon balancer or whatever. They don't have that in this one. It would be kind of nice if you could like pick it up at some point in the level or something.
Yeah.
Like, if you make like a really hard jump, you could reward them with that or whatever. Maybe that'll come in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, this seems like a there's a lot of room to expand on this.
Yeah, definitely. For posterity's sake, the game's only been out like a week, I think, to the day. So the fact that there's already this much is exciting, but there's definitely a lot of room for expansion. I know a lot of people are requesting that they try to kind of descale down Mega Man 7 and 8 stuff, just because those were like PlayStation games or whatever. So you can kill the crystal guy with the shield, but you're gonna have to be closer and reflect it back. You could also just shoot him like that.
No!
So on the bright side, you're only like a screen or two away from a checkpoint, if it makes you feel any better.
It makes me feel a little bit better. Oh god. I mostly feel embarrassed. This isn't level design. This is my bad Mega Man play.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it took me like 40 minutes to actually beat this level anyways, and I knew everything that was coming because obviously I designed and tested everything. So
saved by some invincibility frames there.
Yeah. So luckily, this level's still possible even if you're like me and don't know that you can use infinite Nados like that. All of these jumps are possible just by using one Nado and basically Nadoing at the top of it and just kind of riding it out or whatever. Yeah.
Can we charge the Mega Buster? I saw that was an option.
I don't.
Oh, I don't think we
I
can.
don't think you can. I think I turned that off. I didn't want people charging. I didn't really want people using the Mega Buster most of the time in this level, if I'm being honest. But I wanted it to be an option if you had to, I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Trying to pick which weapon to use.
Yeah. Once I figured out that you could put the Mega Buster as like one of the custom weapons, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool because I don't think I've really seen another level do that yet. So if you use the Fox Shield on that green platform right there, you'll actually be able to kill that guy because it'll be closer. The reason you weren't able to kill him before is because he's already charging his next shot by the time your shot gets over there. Although I gotta say, it's interesting that this level is still like functioning even without me knowing that you could just use infinite Nados like that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't really see it being that helpful later in the level either. Fingers crossed, I guess.
Yeah, when the hazards are starting to get a little bit more.
Yeah, because that was one thing that I actually was
present.
pretty proud about with this level. We haven't really gotten there yet, but I feel like I actually managed to scale the difficulty pretty well. So it just kind of does get like progressively harder.
Oh yeah, I have to use the Nado just to make that jump.
Or, technically, I don't know if you know this, but you can also use that Fox Shield and kind of like spam it, and then you'll kind of just do like this weird like glide down with it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I ended up finding that actually in like some random garbage level that only had like one play or something. But it's sort of similar to the infinite Nado thing, except you can actually like deflect shots and stuff while you're doing it. So it's kind of cool.
Oops, not that.
I was gonna say that was the wrong one. That was the one that was just the if you need health, here it is.
Yeah. Ugh. You know which game this track is from? Oh, God.
That is Time Man, I believe, from Mega Man 1. I used it in the first like tutorial level that I was making that I had played like 3 seconds of and then quit out of. But it's really good, so I wanted to kind of just keep it going.
I haven't actually played with the maker, like the maker element of this at all. I've just been practicing levels.
Yeah. I would say it's pretty fun, but yeah, you can see that you can kind of just keep mashing it and it reflects that stuff back. It's kind of an easier way to get through some of these parts with a lot of projectiles, especially since it doesn't actually really use that much weapon energy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, the bunnies are kind of dicks, and they take like 6 shots, I think, to be able to kill with this method. Like, and they are actually like pretty bulky anyway. So yeah, this is probably the jump that you're gonna need to Nado cancel onto that one platform. You can line it up fairly easily because it's just before everything, and then I would recommend going down to Shine and just shining.
Yep.
And then luckily, if you do that right on that first cycle, pretty much everything just dies, and you just get to hold the Shine here and let everything kill itself.
Not bad. I like how as I'm figuring out what the weapons do, the level gets easier. That feels very appropriate for Mega Man.
Well, thanks. Okay, so heads up, this jump's a little hard because the ceiling's lower.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the few jumps that might actually have been made slightly easier by your little Nado cancel thing. But I'm curious to see how you tackle this part, so I'm not going to tell you how to do this part.
Wasn't too bad. Too bad I wasted the weapon energy. I guess you can cancel all of it onto the ladder.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you learned that. So, this part could potentially be a little bit easier with the Shine thing. I'd personally just like to...
Oh.
Surprise!
Oh, you can't block those back, you can just...
Yeah, you for some reason, I don't know why that one's... I think it's because when it detonates, or when it hits something, it kind of explodes into a bomb like that or whatever. But that is one of the few enemies that you actually do just kind of need to use the Mega Buster for. And then this one's a fun little, do you want to or not? To the right is the checkpoint. To the right is the checkpoint, and to the left is free energy tanks and stuff. So feel free to do what you want.
I think I'm just gonna take the easy way out.
Probably a smart choice. I will say that jump is pretty doable with the little Shine hover thing that I told you. But congrats, you're at the checkpoint, so now you're here on. Down below is like a recovery area that you probably don't really have to go to be honest. If you want to check it out, you can.
I'll just check it out.
But basically, this is for if you fall on the next screen over, you're allowed to come back up here and try again. Originally, this part was designed for when... This part was more designed for when the checkpoint was a couple screens later, but I personally realized the checkpoint should probably just be there. Because it's a little
I think this is a good timing for the checkpoint. It was getting a little tough.
Yeah. So, for this jump, you're not actually going to really be able to easily like shine this back at this guy unless you jump onto that turny platform.
Yeah.
Because basically, if you jump up and shine it right there, he won't be able to, like, you won't get there in time. And if you fall down, you're still able to recover, potentially.
If I'd noticed the spikes.
I was gonna say, once you know the spikes are there, you'll be able to save yourself once you get there. It doesn't really matter though, because the checkpoint's right there anyway. So if you don't want to do that part, you can just die, I guess. And with unlimited lives, it's not really the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't implement the live system because it could be pretty unforgiving.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of levels would need to use a lot more lives than they currently have to make that work. Could be interesting, I guess, but I don't know. So again, this part is possible without needing to use the infinite Nado thing that Nerd keeps doing, because you can actually clear this jump with just like with one Nado usage. It's tight, but you can do it.
So are these all the enemies like the bunny and stuff? You didn't make the bunny; it was just an option.
Yeah, all of these enemies and stuff are options. I think they have like 5 or 6 enemies per game, I would say, and you can mix and match across games. So like, I think the jewel shooty guy was like from Mega Man 5, and the bunny was from like Mega Man 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really remember what game. Well, I say that like I played a ton of these games, but I think I only played the first one.
Mm-hmm. I honestly didn't really play too many of them until I got the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. You're making this harder than you need to. You can just jump up there.
Oh.
That's a little bit of a psych out, I guess. So
Yeah.
this one's kind of interesting if you don't know about the infinite Nado thing, because you can basically just jump out to the left and hook back to the right and be okay. It's actually a little bit tighter of a jump than some of the other jumps that I've had so far, but
Okay.
honestly, that jump to the ladder is actually probably harder when you're using the Nado to get up there.
Yeah.
I kind of designed it
Seems
so you
that
can
way.
just kind of jump and hold up and be okay most of the time. I mean,
I'm
honestly,
getting greedy.
I did make that part so you could die there. It was originally actually harder than that, but then I realized that it was kind of annoying to do that part every single time. But the spikes were originally like one tile closer or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I kind of like being able to just clear it in one Nado like that.
This guy's a real asshole. Oh yeah.
So, I guess we get to show off this part of the level now. I would recommend using Nado for this little small jump right here, because otherwise you're probably going to hit your head and stuff. And then just let it run out or cancel it, and then go into a slide, because you can slide. Now this part's a little bit laggy, just because I had to combine these screens together to make these screen scrolls work. But you can use the shine and spam it and stuff and kill these guys pretty quickly. I would recommend doing that over trying to kill them with the Mega Buster, personally. Because they...
Oh right, they get killed by their own.
yeah, they die instantly,
shot
so
really quick.
it's a little bit easier.
Is there anything down here?
No.
Or is that like a pit?
Yeah, that is death. I guess I should have probably put spikes there to make that a little bit more clear, but I figure if you die there once, you'll you'll figure it out on your own.
Oh god damn it.
So the reward for that really is only just like weapon energy and stuff, and the chance to do this again. Again, that part was more designed for when the checkpoint was 2 screens up from here.
So we gotta deal with this asshole. Oh no.
Alright.
I think I'll just kill him with the Mega Buster next time. That seemed to be the safest way.
Probably, yeah. Although honestly, I'm pretty sure you could just Nado over him. now that I've seen how much you can chain the Nado together, I'm pretty sure you can just go right over him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but when you get hit by a projectile, you fall out of it like that. So
yeah,
it's a little difficult with him spamming his diamonds.
I was gonna say, I guess you'd have to time it, but I would imagine it's possible.
Yeah. Oh god.
Hey, it actually killed you. Cool.
How many of these deaths are you gonna edit out? That's what I want to know. There's a lot of them.
Well, see, the thing is, as a level designer, it's actually kind of exciting to watch you die at all this stuff, because it means that I designed the level well enough that it's actually challenging enough to die there. So
It definitely is.
I don't actually know, honestly. I was planning on basically just editing it out as you were going, but it seems like we've had hopefully decent enough commentary that it shouldn't really matter. But yeah, and I think you should be able to just Nado over it, like basically go once the shot goes over you, and then you can just kind of go over him before he fires the next one.
There we go. Yep.
Cool. So, quick way to break my own level, I guess.
And there's nothing, or down there, if I was to get through the jump, there wouldn't be anything down there.
You will be going back down to the right of the screen in a second, but you have to go up and around first.
Oh, got it.
I tried to make that one at least a little bit clearer by putting spikes at the bottom of the pit. You can just hold up, by the way. There you go.
There we go.
When you screen transition with the Nado, it counts as it canceling, so you can just go up.
Damn it.
So
well, I made the jump,
yes,
but
you
I
did.
failed.
So end goal is to go down to the right. You can go off to the left if you want like an energy tank or something. It's designed to be a jump that you can clear very tightly with just one Nado, but it's probably a little bit easier with you chaining them together, I would guess.
Yeah. Well, this is why we have playtesting.
Yep. I mean, it's already live, so I'm not going to be changing anything at this point, but it's just interesting to watch another person play your level, because obviously I put a bunch of time into playtesting, and then suddenly there's one thing I don't know about the Nado, and then it's an entirely different level. But it should be fun still, I think, because a couple of these jumps are still pretty tough, even with the unlimited thing, I think. So yeah, if you were
this one's gonna be tough.
Yeah, so if you were to follow where that guy's shots are off to the left, I think it's an E-tank, a weapon tank, and a life. The lives don't actually do anything.
I think they just fully restore your health.
Yeah, I was gonna say they only fully restore your health at this point. Hopefully they do something more at that point. Oh, I didn't even give you an M-tank. I'm sorry, I lied to you.
That's cool.
So as a heads up, you're gonna have to kill that guy again. And don't run to the right.
Oh god. That is a narrow...
Just let the screen transition. It's fine.
Yeah. Do you fight a boss at the end?
Yes. I did make it so there was a boss. Is that
optional?
It is not optional.
Also, did you ever play Mega Man Powered Up for the PSP? Because I didn't, but they had a maker mode. Which I wonder if the guy got the idea from that.
I actually have not. I think I downloaded it at one point because my PSP was obviously cracked, because all PSPs were, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious to see how you take this part. So I'll just kind of watch. Alright, so basically about how I expected. One of the cool things...
Yeah, I could have cheesed it a little more.
Well, I mean, honestly, one of the cool things about those bombs, if I would have known you could do the Nado thing, I probably would have put a couple spikes up at the top, but that's fine. But one of the cool things about the bombs, actually, is when you're using the Nado on them, you actually don't use the timer. I don't know if you noticed, but you actually got a couple more seconds, because when you were in the Nado animation, it wasn't actually like pressing down on the bomb yet.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it looks a little bit tighter than it actually is. And in my opinion, playing a level that looks tighter than it is just feels nice. Like, it makes it look like it's a really hard thing, but it's not really too bad, actually.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I like to go for my difficulty. There's a lot of asshole level designers out there, to be perfectly honest, but I like to kind of ramp mine up.
It's a good thing there's a rating system, because if you ever do feel like doing randoms in this game, if it's got like 5 downvotes, it's a pretty good sign that it's an asshole level. Like, the community control seems pretty good so far.
Yeah.
So once you make it live, can you no longer edit it?
Yeah, once it's live, it's live. I think you can like re-upload it if you wanted to, but that changes like the level ID and like upvotes and stuff, which makes sense. You don't want to upload like a really good level and then change it to a really shit level like once it gets a bunch of upvotes.
Yeah, that would be another way to troll. This guy seems to have thought it through as far as controlling trolling, which is good.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of things that you can tell that he took inspiration from Mario Maker from, but there's definitely a couple of things that it also does like way better, in my opinion.
I never did play Mario Maker. For whatever reason, I was never super into Mario, so it's cool to have a Mega Man one.
Yeah, Mario Maker's fun. I kind of like the customization options of this one a lot more, actually. So
that's impressive for like a free game that some dude made versus like a game Nintendo made.
Yeah. So this part actually might be a little bit easier with Nado, but I'm actually okay with that because this part's kind of hard otherwise.
It looks really challenging.
So basically what you're going to want to do, kill the bunny. You're going to want to drop down on those bombs, and then you'll see a couple of weapon energies off to the left. Obviously land on the weapon energies and not the spikes.
Right.
And then what you're going to want to do from there is kind of go up and around up to where that other one is. This part's going to be a little laggy because it's also loading the bottom screen. I kind of wish I would have just forced you to do that because that would have been cooler, but I didn't know that you could do that. And then you're going to want to just basically go up from there. This jump's actually pretty hard without the unlimited Nado. It's probably a little bit easier now that you can just glide up there.
Yeah. Ooh.
But you gotta watch out for that spike at least. So
I should have waited. I should have
free.
waited and jumped on the platform. That would have made it easier.
Yeah. So the platform is actually low enough that you can't jump off of it like twice. Interestingly enough, like you can jump to it, but you can't jump off of it from there. You'll hit your head on the spike. So what you're actually supposed to do for that part when you get back there is you'll jump off of it and then like immediately Nado back over to the right and like catch yourself in the little walled off section, I guess. And then like it'll flip over to the right and you can just use it to jump up there from there. But I'll go ahead and save you a little bit of potentially dying to that section, I guess, and just help you out because there is another checkpoint right there in the screen above us right now, I guess.
Cool.
So I guess I could also give you a friendly tip there. If you want to not get hit by that guy every single time you come down, you can also just enter that screen with shine and just like hold down on shine from there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then basically you'll either pass through the crystal thing, or if you mash it a couple of times and then hold it down, you'll like reflect it back at him and just kill him. There are a couple of times where I wanted to make the enemies like kind of impossible to not get hit by, but unless you know like the exact strategy. Just because Mega Man does do that sometimes, and I wanted to have fun with that.
It definitely
does. So without the infinite Nado thing, you're actually more designed to do this jump from those blue platforms down there. This is also a very acceptable strategy, especially with that bunny firing at you the entire time.
Yeah.
And without the Nado, you're basically designed to fall down here, get the weapon energy, and like kind of loop back around. It's a little bit laggy because it also kind of does load a little bit of the bottom screen that we just passed through.
It makes sense.
So basically jump off of this and then immediately Nado back over to the right and you'll make it. You don't even have to jump off of it, but you can do that too. You might want to fall back down to the screen and then go up the ladder.
I didn't realize they would do that.
I didn't either. So go ahead and grab your checkpoint here. The rest of these are kind of just combination jumps with the bombs and platforms and stuff. This one you can either use Nado cancels to like kind of extend your time a little bit more. You're actually going to have to kind of maneuver left and right to be able to get through there without hitting the spikes and stuff.
I did have to mash some keys.
This is one that is probably actually broken by the fact that you could just do Nado stuff. You're supposed to basically just use the platform that's sticking out of that one thing. And then basically just flip it over to the right and then just bounce off the bomb, go right, left, right again.
That one is tough. I can't remember what I did the first time. It was all instinct.
It's a little bit tighter than it looks, especially since the screen doesn't scroll with you, so it's a little bit of off-screen stuff. I actually kind of talked about it when I was doing my solo part, but I had kind of intentionally made the parts both before and after, or the screens before and after checkpoints, like really hard. Just because, first of all, you want the reward of getting to the checkpoint, but also you can kind of afford to make screens like this harder because you're restarting on this exact same screen every time.
Like if this was the one.
I was gonna say if this is the one before the checkpoint, that would have been a dick move in my opinion. that would have just been too hard. But I'd feel fine making it the one where you restart and just have to do that over again.
See if I can do this properly. Or not quite. Damn it.
So I guess one of the cool things is, even with the infinite Nado thing, like these little turning platforms are still kind of screwing you over because they just turn too fast.
Yeah, so like you were saying with the bombs, I can extend it by spamming the tornado, but I think the platforms turn regardless.
Yeah, the
Which
platforms
is,
actually turn just the second like anything touches them, pretty much. Which was the design for the screen before that checkpoint. Basically, you want to flip it over before Mega Man's like really done with his animation or whatever.
damn it.
Yeah, that's one that you're gonna have to use Nado for and just kind of jump through. By the way, I don't think you're
Yeah.
actually able to reflect a shot back at that guy and still make it through there. Really, even when you're like
I was
on
hoping I could. But...
even when you're on the bomb, you haven't actually seen it yet. But if you try to reflect a shot like through a bomb, it just kind of bounces off of it or whatever. So the bomb being like in the way would probably mess that up anyway, I think.
I'm wondering if I can make this jump easier by nadoing up and then getting shine and kind of gliding down with shine.
Oh, that
I
would
haven't
be
really
cool
thought.
too. And then
See if I
just shine gliding from here. So
I think
yes,
it would work in theory.
yeah.
I did it too
I was
soon.
gonna say it worked in theory, but you just kind of ran to the right a little too quick.
Yeah.
I need to go grab my laundry after this next life, by the way. Or I guess I just do it now. Hold on.
Yeah, you can do it now. I probably won't get...
Okay. If you end up getting to the next screen, I guess just pause it, but I'll be right back.
I will do. I think I made it through the screen. So I paused.
Okay, I'm back. So you did.
Yeah, I
make it
killed
through.
this guy.
Alright,
There's
cool.
nothing up there at the
Yeah.
top, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay.
That's just meant to be more spikes in the way. So next up is a pretty simple jump. You can actually make that even without using Nado, but I kind of just wanted to make it a little bit easier. So you're going to climb up here.
Oh, you can do the shine on the ladder. That's so cool.
Yeah, you end up falling off, but because there's like so much shine lag,
Lucky
you're
buddy.
able to like not really, it doesn't really end up doing anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slightly spoil it for you and say you're coming right back to the screen, so that bunny's coming back.
Oh, man. Damn it.
There's another free heal if you need it. So this one is either a complicated Nado up here or a Nado cancel up to the platform off to the left. That bunny is never actually going to hop down to the ground floor. It happens to just barely make that all the time. I didn't notice that until I was like pretty far into the level design and was just waiting and testing and stuff. But it like just barely makes both those jumps, so you do have to kill it before you get up there if you want to get up easy.
The midair shine is really cool.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I kind of really hope they keep adding like custom weapons and stuff like that, because both of the custom weapons they added are really fun.
Are those the only two that they added?
So far, yeah.
Oops. I way overshot that.
I was gonna say
Oh,
that was a little bit more shallow. Oh, your mouse is on screen, by the way. That was a little bit more
Oh,
shallow
right.
of a jump. I thought it was mine at first, and then I moved it. I was like, oh. I think one of the interesting things that I guess I haven't actually talked about yet that I can bring up, one of the cool things about Mega Man level design is that most of the stuff in the game is pretty like bulky in terms of like how many tiles it takes up, but Mega Man and like enemies and stuff only need their feet to be like just barely touching a surface in order for it to like stop on there. So that part with the bunny, even though it looks like that bunny should definitely fall down and like fall right onto you, it like always stays up there even though it's only on by like a pixel or two on both jumps.
Oh, cool.
There's a couple of other instances of that, but that's probably like the most extreme one, I guess. And you can make this just with a regular Nado over. You don't even have to do like the infinite one, but I guess the shine is probably safer.
Yeah, it definitely works.
Sweet.
Oh, I'm really bad at these bombs.
Alright, so this is going to be a pretty classic, before you get to the boss, you're going to have to do one last thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would personally recommend using Nado to glide through this section if you're going to kill this bunny. It is also possible for you to just damage boost, but now that you killed the bunny, you can't do that.
Ooh, yeah.
So you're going to have to basically hover over to the left, let it run out, and then go over to the right. And then just keep going right. And then go a little left.
Oh no.
I left that part blank intentionally because I wanted to be able to fall back to the right without waiting for the bomb.
So you're making it a little too easy. I think that'll be, now that I know when to move, that should be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't really actually seem that threatening. He's just kind of more in the way than anything. So I think your problem with those bombs is you gotta wait like a half a second after they say 0 before you jump. There you go. Mm-hmm. So see, it's a little bit easier if you just leave the bunny alive for that part.
Oh, damn it.
But you do gotta fall right there. There's that, at least. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the damage boost here. I found that during my play testing, and I was like, well, I'll keep that. Alright, so double back over to the left here, and at least try to land on the bomb if you can. I would recommend trying to land on the bomb. If you end up not catching the bomb, you have, like, a couple of frames, I guess, to be able to move back over to the right and save yourself. But
yeah, but catching the bomb will be good, because then I can reset the tornado.
Almost. Alright, so we're back here again.
Alright. Yep. Take the invincibility frame.
I was going to say, still easier to damage boost, because those carrots don't actually do that much. And you should...
I keep missing the bomb.
I was going to say, that jump over to the left is actually kind of tight. You don't really want to be hugging the wall exactly on your fall down. You want to kind of be more into the middle, so you actually have enough time to make it over to the left.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or alternatively, you could just learn that positioning and try to fall through there, but that's probably a little bit tighter. I personally would just recommend not falling all the way over to the right, if possible.
Yeah, I'll try that this time.
That said, it is a little tricky because you still got to be careful of those spikes.
Yeah.
If you kind of basically just like tap the wall to the right and then move over to the left, I think the timing of like the screen scrolling will match up well. I think that's...
Alright, I'll give that a shot. There we go. Screen 2 was a lot easier, so I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
And then screen 3, you can either damage boost right there through those bombs. But basically, you're going to need to Nado around. You're going to need to jump off of that little turny platform and Nado around and down through there. Kill one last diamond guy, and then you're at the boss.
Sweet. Almost there.
Alright, so just go ahead and run off to the left right here, and you'll land on that platform. You don't,
oh no.
You don't even have to double back. Just run enough off of it that you fall off, and then just fall. So just slightly run off the edge. And then Nado over, drop down, shield, and you should be good.
Alrighty.
Alright. You actually, yeah, just be careful with the shield because this guy does obviously do a lot of damage.
Yeah. It would be really embarrassing to die at this part.
Well, congratulations, you have a checkpoint, so it doesn't matter if you really die. Just go ahead and stock up.
Oh, that's nice. Some of the old games are really stingy on the weapon energy, but
yeah.
After the checkpoint, that's
well,
good.
Especially since this boss is going to need weapon energy, you're definitely going to kind of need that restock if you die. So this
Oh my
boss
God.
fight, I wanted to build a boss fight where you basically had a screen to get through before you could like properly fight the boss. If you really wanted to
Interesting.
sit here the entire time, you could just sit there with your shield and kill him the entire time. But I would not recommend doing that because it's going to take forever.
Right.
The platforming shouldn't really be that bad, especially with unlimited Nado. It should make that last jump a little bit easier. But basically, I wanted to build a level where the boss fight at the end had a little bit of... It wasn't just like a boss fight, but you actually had to do something before getting to the boss, like while the boss was attacking you, I guess. Because I saw that in one of the levels that one of my friends was playing at some point. But I saw that in a level that I was playing, and it looked really cool. You can actually fire back, and like you saw, you can do a little bit of damage. But he takes a lot more damage from the shields directly than just like the reflected shots and stuff. So that jump right there, you're gonna want to catch. You're basically gonna want to fall down onto that platform at an angle. It's a very tight jump because I wanted to make the last jump in the level the tightest jump in the level. Because I figure if you can beat that jump, you deserve to beat the level, in my opinion. But yeah, there's technically a way to just sit here and just reflect all the shots back if you want to. But you can
I'll
see
probably not do that.
You can see it doesn't really do that much damage, and it's not very entertaining. But at least you can get some damage in on him while you're getting up there. So basically, you're just going to need to jump or shine up, and then just slide under into the little boss arena. I'll go ahead and help you out a little bit and say that he's actually immune to the Mega Buster. I didn't want to be able to use Mega Buster in this fight, but everything else is fair game. Did you run right?
I ran to the right. Yeah, I was trying to get my plant shield wasn't or plant B wasn't working at all. I think it was getting caught in the wall, so I was like, oh, I better run out to the side so it can work, and then I died.
Well, I'm glad that one spike at least killed you. You can go out and finish the level now. I give you permission.
This is interesting. Yeah, I don't... So you say you saw this in another level, but
Well, I saw another level that was basically designed as this, where like you spawned in the room with like Cutman or something like that, or no, it was Metal Man from Metal Man 2, or from Mega Man 2, and he's like firing the metal blades at you or whatever the entire level. I kind of like this one a little bit more because Elecman's kind of reliable with his pattern, I guess. Like he'll always just do that little like 8 burst one, and then the one big shot towards you. You can also just take the damage boost, but if you're willing to take that damage boost before going up to the boss, then go for it. Don't forget that you also have energy tanks and stuff, as well as weapon tanks that you picked up from a little earlier in the level for whenever you actually get in there. You can just slide under and get in, and then actually do damage with him, like to the shields, like hitting him with the shield rather than just like the deflected shots. Shine does a little bit more, but be careful that he doesn't kill you first. Cool.
all right.
Good job, nerd.
So
Told you you beat it.
an hour and a half later, I finally beat CO's level.
So what'd you think of it? You be honest.
Really good. No, yeah, I mean the third half was definitely very challenging, but I feel like it was challenging in a way where it felt rewarding when I finally did the jump right. It wasn't like stupid hard.
Well, that's all I'm hoping
upvoting
for
it,
then.
Oh, your score. Oh, what? The second time I clicked it, it was canceling it, so I can't vote brigade your level up, but I did
Well,
give it a genuine.
That's good. Cool.
Upvote.
One up. Cool. Thanks, nerd. So that was, I guess, the third episode of Mega Maker. Obviously, we're on Skype here because that was the only way we could capture this. So that was the third episode of Mega Maker. If you guys liked it, check out Nerd's channel as well. But like and subscribe to both of us because we'll bring you content more often, I guess, because this is fun.
Or something.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, if you make any more levels, let me know. I can blind play any level that you make.
will do. This one took a little while to make, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to pump them out this fast, but I'll probably have another one in the works here in a couple days.
Great.
But all right, have a good one, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Yep.